Arsenal have rattled absolutely everyone. Everyone. I've looked on social media. I've seen Chelsea fans on Twitter saying, you're going to crash out to Inter Milan. You're going to crash out to PSG. You won't beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. No one gave this Arsenal team a chance. I've seen Man City fans literally pulling their hair out saying, do you know what? They may be able to win this Champions League. No one gave them a chance, and they have rattled absolutely everybody. Everybody they have rattled. And I'll be honest, as a Tottenham fan, this is pretty shit. I try to take my bias out of things. I try to give unbiased takes. But you have to applaud Declan Rice. You have to applaud Arsenal last night, beating Real Madrid 3-0. 3 goals in 17 minutes. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18 years of age, pocketing Rodrigo, one of the best right wingers in world football. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts. And we are very, very, very close now. Sorry, this way. Very, very close now to the big 50K. Very, very close. If you haven't already, please go down and hit that subscribe button. We're 210 subs away, and 90% of you who watched the content last night are not subscribed. Massive night tonight. I'm actually going to one of my friends' cup finals, so I won't be able to watch the Aston Villa PSG game. I'll probably have it on my phone. And then tomorrow is Tottenham's, the biggest game of our season. If them lot do not turn up the way Arsenal did, we're playing Frankfurt. I know Arsenal are better than us, right? But Frankfurt are nowhere near the opposition of Real Madrid. I dare them not to turn up for this game. I mean, I've gone on social media today, put a couple of TikToks out this morning. The reaction from, excuse me, I've got the flu. The reaction from rivals across social media, it's almost like whenever Arsenal do something, immediately every single person has to, dethrone, criticize, etc., what they do. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it for what it is. Last night was an absolutely sublime performance. And if anyone has a problem with that, then you're just a salty rival fan. But the fact that when Arsenal got into half-time, I thought Carlo Ancelotti would be the happier of managers. I thought Carlo Ancelotti would be looking at that and just thinking, do you know what? Real Madrid, we go back to the Bernabeu, the 0-0 draw. There isn't really any play style with Real Madrid. I don't get why Jude Bellingham plays on the left. I don't get why Vinny's up front of Mbappe. I don't get why he's playing this 4-4-2. Valverde's best position is central midfield, but of course, due to the injuries, he's playing at right back. You look at the front line situation. For me, the best front line they've got is Mbappe through the middle, Rodrigo on the right, and Vinny on the left. But he's playing this 4-4-2. And it was like their entire game plan. They were so desperate to get the ball to Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. That was their game plan. And I think the only Real Madrid player that can come off the pitch with a decent performance was Jude Bellingham. Luka Modric giving the ball away. Rodrigo not in the game. Camavinga sent off. Vinny had a chance. Mbappe had a couple of chances. Rudiger, Asensio. I have not seen Real Madrid beaten. There's a difference between losing a game, but being beaten like that. I've not seen Real Madrid do that. I've not seen Real Madrid beaten that convincingly in one half of football. But this Real Madrid team, they're leaking goals. I honestly think they could even go to the Bernabeu, Arsenal, and win again. Look at the amount of goals Real Madrid have conceded in the last 10 games. Let's go for it. 3 against Arsenal, 2 against Valencia, 4 against Sociedad. So that's 9. 2 against Lens, that's 11. 1 against Villarreal, 12. 1 against Atleti, 13. 1 against Rayo Vallecano, 14. 15. 16, 17. You're 17 goals, 2 against City, 1 against Osasuna. Arsenal should be looking at that right now and thinking, do you know what? We can go and beat them in their own backyard. Like I've said yesterday, if there is one team that is capable of coming back from a result like this, listen, it is Real Madrid. However, listen, people need to understand that this Arsenal team are so strong defensively and Real Madrid aren't attacking on all cylinders. Real Madrid do have the capabilities to have some Bandulu magic turn up, you know, but I just don't, I don't see Real Madrid going through. I just don't see it. And then you got the other Champions League game tonight. You got Aston Villa versus PSG. Well, Arsenal have already beaten Aston Villa and they have already beaten PSG this season. You know, the Brentford game on Saturday, if I was Arteta, I would be playing the weakest possible team. It does not matter. The weakest team. I'm talking a back four of Zinchenko, Jorginho, you know, I'm talking Neto in goal. I'm talking playing, you know, all of the kids. Rest every single player for that Real Madrid game. And then after that, who knows? I don't think Arteta will do that. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. In terms of the Premier League, you know, there is 11 points in it with 7 games to go. Liverpool do have a tough run of games coming up. You know, they do play, they've still got Spurs to play, still got Chelsea, still got Brighton away, and still have Arsenal. But I think the league title is well and truly done. But this Champions League dream, Arsenal have played more games in the Champions League than any other team without winning the competition. But the response from rivals, honestly, just go on Twitter and look at how rattled Chelsea are. It's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible how rattled they are. And to be honest with you, to be brutally honest with you, Arsenal have got a secret weapon in Declan Rice and Marino now. Marino's got 6 goals in 10 games as a midfielder playing up front. That finish last night was an absolute joke. Away from goal, spinning, bang, back of the net. And Declan Rice, the first free kick is ridiculous. The second free kick is stupidly good. It's stupidly good. Like they're in a situation now where Arsenal are 90 minutes away from a semi-final against PSG or Aston Villa. Now, from a neutral perspective, I would love to see Aston Villa versus Arsenal. The Unai Emery derby. Like that for me is like that's the stuff of dreams, man. I sit here and think Unai Emery back at the Emirates under the lights, you know, against this Arsenal side. This Arsenal side, though, they're one of the best teams, in the league defensively. They're one of the best teams in Europe defensively. They've only conceded 6 goals in 11 games in the Champions League. We need to look at this Arsenal team and give them a lot more respect than they've currently got. A lot more respect. Honestly, they are one game from the semi-final, and then that's it. Who knows? The semi-final, it's a different kettle of fish. PSG tonight, I think PSG will beat Aston Villa, but I just have a feeling over 2 legs. I said in my predictions that Arsenal and Aston Villa would upset the odds, and I said Barcelona and Inter Milan. Well, so far, Inter Milan are winning 2-1. Arsenal are 3-0 up. You know, I don't think these predictions at the moment are bad at all. So far, everything's coming true. Make sure you go down, hit this subscribe button. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already as well. I will be, obviously, tomorrow, massive game for Spurs against Frankfurt. Fingers crossed that we turn up and we deliver. Because if we don't, let me tell you something right now. If there isn't huge pressure on Ange Postecoglou, if we lose tomorrow night, that pressure is going to be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all soon.